Well, back to functionalism. It was basically inaugurated by Franz Boas, who laid its its foundations by basically erasing, scientifically proving or erasing or explaining that qualitatively there is no difference between any two cultures that are functional or efficient. We have the famous example of European soldiers' decorations that seemed and seem to the ethnocentric observer very normal, while those of a Asia Pacific nations leaders consisting of some like pearls, feather, shiny stones or whatever worked on them. It's very exotic, but I mean, what Boas and his followers did was the really scientific thing. That means not looking at something that is qualitatively equal through the false lens of quantity or let's say exoticism, let alone or the less so through the eye of as I've already said, the ethnocentric, in this case European or Western observer, while obviously it's widely known and logical that each nation, regardless of the type of their culture, tends to be ethnocentric in how they assess or evaluate or look at other cultures, members. For me, and in relation to the text perception topic and the expectancy evaluation one that are kind of in the center of my attention, who is, however, the most outstanding or important person among the functionalists, anthropological and functionalists. It's Bronisław Malinowski, and who basically carrying out on-site experiments in the Indian Ocean islands and the Asia Pacific ones, proved or further tested Franz Boas' assumption and others' concept of the qualitative equality of cultures, adding to it an important thing, an important observation, which for me is that of institutions. For me, institutions are closely linked to predictability and a way, or inversely, a way to avoid uncertainty or unpredictability. A social mechanism that helps people overcome not only the uncertainty but the anxiety that is linked with it, and give the otherwise relatively advancedly chaotic world at least some semblance of a rule or things being under control. Symptomatically, Malinowski tested it out on, let's say, aborigines, on people linked closely to culture, basically sea nations, crossing from one island to another, on their rituals and religious duties. What's important is that to overcome the uncertainties linked with how, for example, the weather was unpredictable, certain rituals were made that, again, translated in the sense of the broader message that Boas came up with, that all cultures are technically equal. What differs is only the quantitative or optical difference. Based on that, their institutions, no matter how, let's say, from the European point of view, primitive or not achieving the European standards, be it the real, I mean, the institutions as, let's say, buildings, so the processes going on there, or habits that, again, to the Western observer might seem normal and civilized, so-called civilized. It was namely this equation that Malinowski made between what he saw out there and how he equaled it, or how he likened it to what he knew from his place, coming with the conclusion that basically consisted in giving the institutions their proper place in the context of society, and this way identifying their importance in for each society as such, and through all societies in general.